As all of you are aware, Taunton was struck by horrific acts of violence last night. 3 people are dead and 5 others were injured, some very seriously. My office, in conjunction with the Massachusetts State Police and Taunton Police Department, are in the process of interviewing scores of witnesses and the surviving victims. As with any incident of this scale that also involved a law enforcement shooting, my office will in the coming weeks release a full report on all the facts and circumstances of this tragic incident. Until that point, I hope you will all understand that we are limited in what we can discuss prior to the completion of an extensive and thorough investigation. At this time, I will discuss the status of our investigation and identify the victims. Shortly after 6 p.m. yesterday, Arthur Justin DeRosa, 28, a lifelong Taunton resident, was attending his child's soccer practice at a field on Merrick Street in Taunton. At some point while he was there, he left the field, got into a 2010 Honda Accord owned by the mother of his child, and began driving along Merrick Street. While driving, DeRosa struck a parked 2000 Ford Ranger pickup truck and then exited his vehicle. DeRosa then began attempting to enter various homes along Merrick Street. At around 6:30 p.m., DeRosa eventually gained entry to a home at 270 Merrick Street where Patricia and Kathleen Slavin were having dinner. It is unclear at this time how DeRosa gained entry to the home. Once inside the home, DeRosa stabbed both women and then ran from the residence. Both women were transported to Martin Hospital in Taunton, where Patricia Slavin was pronounced dead at 7:52 p.m. Kathleen Slavin was med-flighted to Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, where she remains in serious condition. DeRosa, according to witness statements, attempted to assault and steal the vehicles of multiple individuals who were driving or stopped along Merrick Street. After failing to gain access to any of the vehicles, DeRosa returned to the Honda Accord and sped off towards the Silver City Galleria in Taunton. At approximately 6:40 p.m., DeRosa crashed into the front door of Macy's department store at the mall. DeRosa exited his vehicle, ran into Macy's, and physically assaulted at least 3 women inside the store. The women all sustained non-life-threatening injuries during the assault. At least 1 employee came to the assistance of one of those women. 2 have been released from the hospital. DeRosa then exited the mall before briefly re-entering near Bertucci's Italian restaurant. Once inside the restaurant, DeRosa armed himself with a knife from the restaurant and attacked a waitress, later identified as Miss Sheena Savoy. Miss Savoy was stabbed multiple times. During the stabbing of Miss Savoy, George Heath, who was having dinner with his wife, intervened in an attempt to stop the assault. Mr. Heath was then stabbed in the head and mortally wounded. At this time, off-duty Plymouth County Sheriff's Deputy James Creed was also having dinner at Bertucci's. He displayed his badge, identified himself as a law enforcement officer, and gave multiple commands for DeRosa to drop the knife. When DeRosa refused to comply, Deputy Creed shot him once in the abdomen. DeRosa was rushed to Charlton Memorial Hospital in Fall River, where he was pronounced dead at 8 p.m. Mr. Heath was transported to Martin Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 8:07 p.m. Miss Savoy was med-flighted to Rhode Island Hospital, where she remains in serious condition. We have learned from family members that DeRosa checked himself into Morton Hospital Monday night and was released early Tuesday morning. His sister has indicated that he was acting in a disturbed manner and making irrational statements earlier on Monday, and she suggested to him that he needed to seek help. We are in the process of following up on that information as part of the investigation.